Hey everybody, Skinny Pigs 1 here. So today I want to do a little video to talk about how we are changing our guinea pigs diet a little bit more once again. So as you know, we have switched to Sherwood Pet Health pellets. Also are using their support tabs. I do not use any of the other tabs because there's molasses in there, wheat, or possibly soy. Same with the pellets. We steer clear of wheat, soy, fillers, molasses. So we have Sherwood Pet Health pellets, we have Oxbow, Timothy, and Orchard grass hay, and we feed Veggies. So now the last thing that we are changing is how we feed Veggies. I have changed to feeding Veggies on a treat-only basis. So instead of having large salad portions fed to the pigs, they're only getting little bits here and there throughout the day. Reasoning is, there's a bunch of reasons that I'll list off. Number one, now that they're on Sherwood Health pellets and they have their Timothy and Orchard grass hay, just with those two things, their diet is 100% complete. They're getting all the vitamins and minerals that they need, everything that they require in a day. So I'm no longer looking to Veggies to help supplement any of those last vitamin and minerals because their pellets are a complete diet. Okay, and then reason two, if they eat more Veggies, they're not drinking enough water. So it's great, obviously, to drink as much water as they can, and what's going to make them drink a lot more water is eating more hay and more of their pellets. Water is crucial for them flushing out their bladders properly. So number three, if they're eating more Veggies, they're not eating enough hay. As we know, hay is the absolute best thing for digestion and the best thing for keeping teeth healthy as well. So if they're filling too much up on Veggies, they're not going to their hay piles and eating enough hay. They're probably not going over to the pellet dish as much to fill up on their healthy pellets now. And number four, vegetables, unfortunately, fed in too large of quantities can lead to bloat and digestive issues, which, as you know, that is our main reason for switching to the pellets. We want to get away from anybody having bloat, GI stasis, mushy poops, weird shaped poops, and too many Veggies in their system can cause some of that as well. So we are doing the treat Veggie only. So they're getting very small portions here and there. So they still are getting a couple Veggies because obviously they enjoy it and that's a very healthy snack for them. But their biggest part of their diet is still going to be their hay, and then their pellets, and then little snacks of Veggies. I am going to be keeping track of their water bottles. I want to see if everybody's going to start drinking even more water. And I want to keep track of their calcium deposits to see if they're even more washed out, because that is my ultimate goal. Now that I have Pecan and Bullseye really happy off of their meds and being consistent with pooping fine and not being bloated or backed up, I'm now really focusing on getting those calcium deposits to be even less and even less noticeable. So that's what we're going to try. I'm going to see less Veggies. Are they going to eat more hay and then drink more water? It would just be natural when they're snacking on hay a lot and their pellets that they're going to get thirsty, want to wash that down. And water is the absolute best thing, obviously, to be going through their system and peeing out, flushing out their bladder. So that's our last part. I took down the hay racks. You're going to notice all that hay that has fallen down behind. I'm hoping the pigs will go up to those grids and start eating some of that out. So that it doesn't fall on the floor. But these were the last guys with hay racks, and I just was finding even these guys got to the point where they were just pulling everything out of the hay rack and piling it on the ground. And what they were putting on the ground, they really didn't want to eat anymore. So we were having huge waste. So now if everything's on the ground, that's going to be their pile to eat. And also, as I noticed with all the pigs, when it is on the ground, they just can eat freely. They can sleep in it. They can burrow in it. Just much more convenient for them to get a really healthy amount into them. So I will leave some links down below where you can go to Sherwood Pet Health's site to read up on his information in regards to their diet because I am following their diet with obviously mostly hay, Sherwood pellets, and then with his advice and suggestions about decreasing veggies. Once again, just like the pellets, decreasing veggies 100% makes sense to me. Their diet needs to be mainly hay, and then their pellets are giving them all their nutrients that they need. And I am no longer trying to fill in the gaps with too many veggies. Hey, bud. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments below, you can leave them. I just have been learning as I go. This has been a really big change for us, but I realized how much veggies I was actually feeding, and it was kind of getting a little bit carried away. One thing I'm going to admit is feeding less veggies is really going to be nice on the budget, because let's be honest, buying fresh veggies, especially off season, can get really expensive, and sometimes when you're stocking up on them, it's really hard to keep them nice and fresh. So now with feeding less, it's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot easier to just keep fresh product in the house, because I'm just going to be buying smaller quantities. So that's going to be nice. And then that kind of offsets the cost of Sherwood pellets being a bit more expensive, because now I have a larger budget for that, and a larger budget to put more of my money into their hay, into their vet fund. So really, I think it's an all-around win-win situation. And I mentioned before, but since we got her off her medication and everything, I had to decrease veggies for her anyway, because I could really tell what was bothering her and when, and it was the morning veggies. So we had already decreased them a bit, but after the more research and reading I did from Dr. Sherwood, I realized that I can decrease their veggies even more, and why it would be a good idea for everybody. So that's what we are doing here, folks. I'm just sharing what I've been learning as we go. Like, this is still, I think we're about 3 or 4 weeks in, so we're still learning, but as I said, all the positives that we have seen have been amazing, and Butter Pecan has never looked so wonderful and been so happy and lively. So now the last part was still her having some more heavy calcium deposits than before. Not saying it was sludge like it was before, but still you could see a bunch of calcium coming out. So the last bit is, I want to see her drinking even more and more water, flushing out her bladder as awesome as possible. So of course I'll keep you guys updated. So today's the first day, it's a Sunday when I'm doing this, and we're going to keep track of it all week. And it's very easy obviously to keep track of water bottle levels. I'm very used to what their normal is in a day. Yeah, so there's nothing to complain about pigs eating more hay. That's the absolute best thing for their digestion, and as I mentioned, for their teeth. Hay is what really wears down their teeth properly, and that is super important. And now that everybody's eating their Sherwood pellets, I'd still say Littlefoot here is the one who is eating the least of them, so I'm still giving him vitamin C to make sure. But everybody else does a really good job of eating them. And as I mentioned before, their pellets will last them for like a good 12 hours, some even 24 hours. So I fill them up in the morning, and next morning, sometimes there's still a few left. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some people were saying how hard of a time they are having to switch. And some people were like, yep, my pigs don't like them, so I'm going back. And really, they had only tried for a few days. Like, try not to panic. If they're not eating their pellets for a little bit, it's not the biggest crisis. Littlefoot here went on about a week and a half to almost 2 week stretch of not touching them. He ate them the first couple days, and then all of a sudden decided, nope, not eating anymore. But I was like, too bad, bud, I'm not going back to the other ones. And then slowly but surely he turned around and started to snack on them a bit. And now I think with even less veggies, he's going to be drawn to them even more, because he's going to want something else to eat other than just hay. So don't panic. What you can do is mix them. I think Reese probably is in heat. Sorry about that, guys. Natural piggy things going on right there. So what you can do is you can mix them a little teeny bit of the new with the old. Or one thing I saw Sherwood recommend was really crumbling up the two types of pellets together into small pieces, so that when they're picking through the dish, it's just natural that they're going to accidentally get some of the Sherwood in their mouth. Slowly get them used to the flavors, and you can do little hand feeding with the pellets, acting like as if it's a treat. You just have to give them time. And then eventually, honestly, if you take away all the old pellets and only put the new ones in the dish and just leave it, and even if they're not eating them for a couple days, you can give them extra vitamin C. They still have their bit of veggies, they still have their hay. Don't panic. They're gonna give in eventually. It's just hard for them to switch from having foods that taste a lot sweeter and more like candy versus the hay-based pellet. So that's all I have to say about that, because I did see some people really stressing about their pigs not switching, which I get it. It's stressful. But it's not the end of the world, because they still got their hay, they still got their bit of veggies, you can give the vitamin C, so just give it a chance. So yeah, so anyway, I will keep you guys updated, and I will let you know how the less veggies go for their water intake and any calcium deposits we see once they start drinking a lot more water. We have done just the biggest diet overhaul I ever have. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!